All right, welcome to your last assignment of the week, guys. And we are looking now at this program called Penny Pitch. Okay, not Penny Pinch, but Penny Pitch. I'll get to the code in a second. Let's just take a look first at the actual assignment, shall we? Let me go to full screen for this one too. So an old carnival game has 25 boxes arranged in a 5x5 grid. All right, so we got 5 rows by 5 columns. There are prizes placed in 15 of the boxes, with 5 different prizes appearing in random boxes 3 times each. Okay, if you don't understand what that means, let me kind of clarify that for you. So there's 5 prizes, and you can see them sort of here. So there's a poster, there's a hat, there's a ball, there's a doll, and there's a mug. Okay, so those are my 5 prizes. But each prize gets to be placed 3 times in the grid. Okay, so you're going to see 3 posters. So there's a poster, there's a poster, there's a poster. Hat, 3 times. Hat, hat, and where's the third hat? Third hat. Okay, so they're all like that. So I'm not going to go through them all, but you get the idea. But if it's a 5x5 grid, we have 5 prizes times 3 places each. That means there's 15 boxes that'll have prizes, and that means it'll also be like 10 empty boxes, right? So there's like 6 here, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So that's kind of how the game starts. We're going to randomly place each prize in 3 different boxes until we get all of them in there. Now, obviously, if we go to place a prize in a box that already has a prize, then we're going to skip over that box and just keep going until we find an empty box and just randomly place it there. Now, the little red X's you see everywhere are pennies. All right, so the player gets to toss 20 pennies into the boxes. If they get a penny in all 3 boxes that contain the same prize, they win that prize. All right, so I'm not sure in this screenshot here if I'm about to win a prize or not. I've only got 2 pennies left when I took a picture. Definitely not mug yet because I've only got a penny in this mug. Doll, let's see, doll, so no doll, maybe ball. So there's a ball there, there's a ball here. And oh yeah, so I'm going to win a ball because this ball has a penny, this one has a penny, and this one has 3 pennies. All right, so you win a prize if you've managed to find or throw a penny randomly. When you go to toss a penny, it's just going to randomly place a red X in one of these boxes. All right, but if you manage to hit a penny into all 3 boxes that have the same prize, then you're going to win that prize. Now, you could win no prizes, possibly, or you could win more than 1 prize. I think I've once won 3 prizes. I got really lucky. So with 2 pennies left, it's safe to say that I'm going to get the ball because I've already got penny here, penny here, penny here. Now, is there something else I might be close to winning? Yeah, poster. So with the remaining 2 pennies, I've hit this poster at least once. I've hit this poster. So if in the last 2 pennies I manage to get another penny in this poster, then I'm going to win a second prize at the same time. So that could happen as well. All right, so that's basically how the game works. All right, now to make the making of this game a little easier, I've created a class called a prize box. Now this is dipping a little bit into the grade 12 curriculum, guys, but not to worry. In grade 12 you'll be making your own classes that define these objects, but for grade 11 I'm just going to give you a class that's already made. All right, so a prize box represents one of these black boxes, and a prize box can have a prize in it or not. It can have a penny in it or not. It can also have prizes and pennies at the same time, or neither. Okay, so a box basically has like an XY location. It has a prize, and it has 0 to whatever number of pennies. You can have as many pennies as you want in a box. All right, so that's going to capture what a box is. So we're going to basically steal the code for what it means to be a box, and we're going to create a box class and add that to our project. Okay, now at the same time, we're going to probably do this over 2 videos, guys, because it's a pretty intense program. I want to make sure that you guys understand this. At the same time, to get ready for this, you're going to want to create a new PApplet template. So you've already seen that. Like here's my penny pinch. I basically stole the PApplet template from week 7. This new PApplet template here, I just copied and pasted that into a new program called Penny Pinch, or Penny Pitch rather. And here it is here. Now the only thing I've changed so far is I have put in this size of 500 by 480. All right, and that's all I've done. Now before we start writing any code in here, we need another class called a prize box, which is kind of a class for an object that I invented all by myself. So you can find that here in week 8 under code needed for assignments. All right, so the prize box class starts up here. Now I'm not going to take a ton of time explaining it all to you, except that I'm going to explain just basically how to use this class, because that's the important part. So I'm just going to copy all this stuff here. Actually, make sure you get all of it. So I missed a little bit of it there, all the way down to here. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to create another class. Oh, that's not it. That's my mobile app I'm working on. Where am I going? Here we go. I'm going to create another class, okay, called PrizeBox. Okay, so new class, PrizeBox, just like that. Okay, and I don't really care what code is in there. I'm going to delete all of that code. I'm going to paste it in the code that that I gave you from the website. All right, so there's the code there for the PrizeBox. All right, so again, this dips a bit into grade 12 theory, but not enough that you won't understand this. So every PrizeBox is made up of an XY location on the screen, a prize, which could be in there, and the pennies, which are the little red X's. All right, I can put a prize, so set prize is to put a prize in a box. There's two versions of has prize. So I can ask a box, hey box, do you have any prize? So it looks at the prize, and if it's empty, if it's not empty, return true, else return false. Does that make sense? Yeah. I can also send in a prize, and I can say, hey, do you have the prize doll in your box? And if the prize equals this prize, return true, else return false. I can toss a penny into the box, so I'm adding an X to the pennies variable. I can ask a box if it has any pennies by looking at the penny string, and if the length is greater than 0, I do have pennies, else I don't. I can reset a box to set the prize and pennies back to empty for a new game. And lastly, I have draw box. Okay, so draw box requires a PApplet, so I can do things like stroke weight and rect and things like that. And basically, when I make a prize box, I supply an XY location. And then I basically draw a box at the XY location, and it's going to have like a black box, and it's going to have like a border. And then at some point I'm going to put the prize in there, and at another point I'm going to put the pennies in there. Okay, so the prize is going to be in white and the pennies will be in red. All right, so this is all going to work. Now, you only have to sort of understand this code. I know I went over it really fast. Now we're going to actually use this class, or actually a 2D array of these boxes, and we're going to create our application. All right, so you saw how in the assignment, guys, let me just compile that, make sure that works okay. No errors, that's good. Better not be, because I gave it to you. So there's PrizeBox. We'll just leave that over there for a second. You saw in the picture of the assignment, guys, it was a 5x5 grid. So we're going to have a two-dimensional array of these prize boxes, right? Because you can have an array of objects as well. So that's exactly what this is going to do. All right, so let's go to Penny Pitch now, and we'll start this thing. And we won't finish it all in this video, but we'll get a good start on it. All right, so into Penny Pitch we go, and so far I've just got the template and I've changed the dimensions. All right, now I've pre-typed this code out, so I'm just going to reveal it little bits at a time and explain it as we go. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my array of boxes. Okay, so prize box, which is my type of object, I'm going to call it boxes, is a 5x5 2D array. All right, so that's the very first thing we're going to do. What else do I need to do? Well, I need a button for tossing, so I can click on it. I also need a label that keeps track of how many pennies I have. All right, and that's the extent of what we need to actually display on the screen. Okay, a grid of 25 prize boxes, one button, and one label. All right, there's a few other variables I'm going to throw in here as well. Okay, so the next 3 lines, I'm going to have obviously a random, so I can randomly place prizes and randomly toss pennies. I'm going to have 20 pennies to start with, and I'm going to create this string array of prizes. Okay, hat, doll, ball, poster, and mug. So these are the prizes that are going to be going into the prize boxes. Okay, and you can make them any 5 prizes you want. I wouldn't make the strings too big because they're limited to the size of each box. All right, so now we've got that done, and I know I'm going a little fast here, so you may want to pause it just to get that part in there. Let's go into the drawing of this thing in setup. Okay, so I'm going to start by creating my grid of prize boxes. So to do that, I'm going to have like an outer array of 5 and then an inner array. Sorry, not a array. Sorry, a for loop. Right. So it's going to be 5 rows by 5 columns. All right. So now that I'm inside the inner Y, I can basically say like boxes XY equals a new prize box. So here's what that code looks like. So box XY equals new prize box. Okay, so to make a prize box, I have to provide an XY location. All right, so the minimum is at 50, and I'm spreading them down by 80 apart, or I guess across by 80, and then the minimum down is 60, and I'm being spread by 80 apart on the Y. Okay, so these calculations are going to give me like a nice little grid of prize boxes. All right, so from there, I can then just make my my button and my label. Okay, so down here, I'm going to create my button. So it's just a standard button. It's going to have the text "toss a penny" on it, and then I'm going to create my penny label. Okay, which is going to create a label for the pennies. All right, so there's enough here already, guys, that we can compile this and run it, and we can see what this looks like. All right, so you know, take your time, pause this if you need to, get this code in, and then you can come back here and we'll sort of compile this and run this together so you can see the initial prize boxes. Now at this point, guys, there's no prizes in any of these boxes yet and no pennies, and you can't toss anything, but we can at least see our 5x5 grid of empty boxes. All right, so let's see if that works. So I'm going to minimize that. And something else you're going to notice here, which is kind of cool, is there's an arrow going over here, okay? Because what BlueJ is recognizing is that penny pinch requires this other object in order to run. So we need a grid of, you know, 5x5, 25 prize boxes. So this is kind of a dependency arrow. It depends on this class. If I delete this class now, there's going to be an error over here because it won't know what a prize box is. Anyway, let's run this and see what we have. Oh, of course. Okay, we're not quite done yet, guys. I forgot. So we do have no errors, which is good. We do have the button, we have the label. Okay, but we don't have these yet because I haven't drawn them. So there is another thing we do have to do still, which is to draw these things. Okay, so let's just go in quickly and we'll do that. So down in the draw method, okay, again we need like a nested for loop. So we need for int x equals 0, x less than 5, x plus plus, and then we need the same on the y side. Okay, so we're going to go for int y equals 0, y less than 5, y plus plus, and we're going to say prize box. No, what did I call it? Boxes? Boxes, that's what it's called. Okay, so let me just fix that up there. Boxes at location x, y, dot draw. Okay, and we have to supply this PApplet in order to do the drawing. Okay, so again, if you come back to the prize box class here, oh, actually it's called draw box, okay, but I have to supply a PApplet. So this means this PApplet is going to draw these boxes. All right, so let me just fix that up to say draw box, and then we're good to go. All right, so this is the spot that I thought we were at before, but now we're going to be at it. Okay, so if I compile this now, okay, well that's because I don't have a bracket there. So we'll compile that, and all right, so let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to run this now, and we'll see if we get our boxes. And there they are. Okay, so no prizes in there yet, no pennies in there yet. I think this is a good spot to stop this video, and then we'll finish in the final video where we actually get to play the game. All right, but I wanted to take a little bit of time to try to explain a little bit how the boxes work. Now we'll see more of that in the second part of this video, or part 2 of this video rather, or of this assignment video, where we get to actually toss pennies and place prizes and things like that. All right, so quick pause, and we'll come back for our last video to finish this game off.